I thought I would come out from the curtains one last time. Late is better than never. This is my room tour that I really want to film before I have to start packing today because I am moving out tomorrow. Even later than last year. It's important to me that I document this room because I'm never gonna be here again, so I just want to capture it the way it's lived in before I move on to the next apartment. This is the outside of my room, and when I enter, it opens directly to my desk. This side has my closet and the workspace, whereas the other side of my room I consider to be resting or lounging. Starting off with the closet area, I hang up big coats, robes, things that are pretty long and just doesn't make sense to be folded away. This is the same organizer I had last year. I keep really bulky scarves, coats up here, and sweaters that would get damaged if you try to hang it. These are my studio clothes, the ones that get really dirty. You can see there's like paint over here. This is a crate that I still had from last year. A lot of the things are the same. It just holds all toiletries, face masks, hairsprays, and oils. Behind here, I store a lot of textiles that I bought or I thrifted for school assignments that I just don't want to throw away, but I have no use for currently, so they're all in a really big bag. All of my charcoal art supplies, a purse that I use for traveling because it's huge, and then a box right here. It stores some clothes that I want to list on Depop. This bag has my climbing shoes. I haven't gone climbing in so long, I miss it. Just a lot of other things I rarely need, like some knitting pieces I made in freshman year. Aside from the pile of towels that I use regularly, the rest of the storage is occasional, so my Christmas decor and blankets. Over here is just my laundry hamper. I switched from a cloth one to the plastic because this one has wheels, so I really like to just roll it all the way down the hallway. A silk screen that I used for my project, and then moving on to the left side, this is my rack. Behind the rack, I store these giant foam cores because my classmates wanted to toss them out after finals, but they're so lightly used and I just feel like I can find some use for it in the future. I didn't want them to throw it out, so I just have a bunch of them stacked here, and it kind of camouflages in because it's white. In the actual rack are all of my yellow clothes mixed in with some of my favorite pieces, my Kanken backpack, and toolboxes. This is for my oil painting, this is for my loom, sewing, all of that kind of stuff. And there's me, all of my lenses that I like to use, colored frames, and my trusty earmuffs right here. I hang big coats and then all my belts. On the other side is kind of the same thing. Above here is one of my favorite sections because I love collaging my wall, and they're just little trinkets that I've collected over time. Some Polaroids from precious memories in high school, dried flowers that people gifted me, and other things I picked up that are just purely decorative. These photos I printed out for school assignments, and I didn't want to throw it away because I paid for, I mean, it was like 50 cents, but I paid for them. So I just hung them up there. And then these things I've collected from school events, a priming moisturizer sample. This is a tutorial to how to apply the false lashes. It came in the packaging, but I thought that this was really pretty, so I kept that. This is just a spool of yarn that we dyed in class with some yellow flowers, so it turns out to be like a wheat off-white color. Here's a leaf that I got from Philadelphia, and then Luke and I in the summer here. And then turning back, I am looking over my desk. Over here in the crevice, this is a big bag of school supplies that are left over from my freshman year. There's like a lot of wood, and I thought, okay, I already bought these, I don't want to throw it out. I might find use for them, which I haven't for this entire year. I haven't looked at this bag at all, but I'm still gonna hold on to it because you never know when you might need something. Since school's over, I brought this back yesterday, and it's just extra fabric, things I use at the loom, and tools. I just keep all my rolls of things here. Like this is cork, this is a roll of tracing paper, so they're all just stacked over here. Down here, more bags. I like to reuse these because urban bags are cloth, which is nice. And it holds just more supplies. This bag has some school notebooks and notes that I've taken in the past few years, and I don't want to throw them out, so that's in this bag. It says, I do as I please. To the left of this area is a drawer that I keep all my clutter in, but they're kind of organized. So the middle is all cosmetics and accessories. The top is just, well, first of all, very important, that's my Ratatouille DVD right there. Yes, Yes. Hot glue gun, hot glue sticks. These are makeup pouches for traveling. Cosmetics, as I mentioned. These are my accessories. This whole bag is basically what I use every day, so I just pick it up and put it on the table. Bottom drawer looks really cluttered. It's basically kind of flatter things like books, journals, birthday cards that people got me. I got this French review practice book. I really need to get to it. Some things I filed away. On that end is just all command hooks. Like these removable hooks. A lot of envelopes that I can send mail with. In front I have this chair that came with the room, but I also got this kind of box chair that stores a lot of other art supplies. No surprise there. This is gesso. That's gloss medium. So a lot of like very heavy bulky things. Tape, and it has my hair dye if I ever want to do at home. Markers. This is markers as well. And then bags of nail polish are here. So this is actually pretty handy. And then this cushion, the straps broke, so it's always been on this chair, except recently I don't know what happened to it. On my desk, very, very messy. Stuff all of my brushes and my pencils in here. I will get more organized in the future. I made this press for my winter session with the laser cutter. I love this thing I thrifted, and then I also thrifted this. It holds cables, and that's my leftover Tums because my acid reflux hasn't been so bad recently. My mirror that has a lot of daily use items. These are eye creams. Get a lot of samples. And then Dior foundation. Just things I have to use a lot, like my hair clips, eyelash curler, nail clippers. Behind here are these pencil bags. So these have my enamel paints, more markers, and then these have my SD cards. Because it's so small, you can't put much else in it, but they all kind of fit in this. These are glossier pouches, and it stores my receipts that I have to file. Down here, just some Glossier products. This is an empty box, but I really like to keep good packaging, so it's my decoration. On the left side are just some collected notebooks. This is Bubz book that I love, and I keep the order of worship pamphlets from church because I like to look back at them. Once again, this is empty. I just really like the packaging. I use India ink to do a lot of my drafting. Kind of just has sat here over time. And tissues. I took this one from the cruise ship before I left because why not? It comes with the price of the room. Love this corner. Got this lamp for my birthday. Put on this from last year. It says, ex-lovers make great speed bumps. And then moving on to this wall, I really love looking at this. It just brightens my mood, and when I finally decorated my room, it just makes it feel like home. So I'll just point out some things that are significant to me. This I printed for homework in freshman year. That's why it looks really crappy. This was the acetate that I drafted my flower painting with last semester, and I just kept it because it looks pretty good here. And this was me at the Whitney last year. I bought this postcard in Taiwan. I thought it was cool because if you move up and down, you can see that they're like using confetti. Then there's my dear boy over here. This flower, and that one too, is from the same assignment last semester. Remember that flower painting that was yellow and blue that I did? So the teacher brought some fresh flowers to give us to use as inspiration, and that was the draft I made of it. These are the Polaroids that we took for my sister's birthday, and that was a postcard that I got when we went skiing. So just a lot of mementos that mean a lot to me, and they're just collaged onto this wall. This is when I was in New York 3 years ago. This was Nada from last year. I love these scissors, but they don't cut well, so I decided to just use it as decoration, which is beautiful. This is the same print I had, but this wall, I think the finish of the paint doesn't stick well, so it just always peels off, which is alright because it doesn't fall off, so I just leave it like that. This was my final assignment from last year. It was my embroidery. Turn it into a nice wall hanging. Then I used my sunglasses as decoration, and then up here put some Polaroids up just to be reminded of the ones I love, like Luke, my family, and my 2 best friends from high school. There used to be a postcard here, but because I told you the wall doesn't stick well, it fell off, and I really don't know where it went. And random photos. This is Disneyland, this is Taiwan. Put them up there. My mom made me this necklace. Decided to hang it up. My red beret I put up here because I think it looks good with the pop of red from up there, and that's why I got some red things from IKEA. I just covered this up with my table setter, but it's full of denim, but it's really to disguise other ugly things underneath. I have like an iron, and this is a bag of socks that are lost. Like there's only singles, so I hold on to them in the hopes that their partner will turn up because I do not wear mismatching socks. The sweater again is to kind of disguise that underneath. This is a whole bag of acrylic paint for school. This is my binder full of textile archives and the graphic design homework I made for my winter session. I don't even know what's in this box, but I want to say it's my light bulbs because I bought a few to replace the ones that went out on that. This was a Valentine's gift from my first boyfriend. I want to say, okay, when was that? That was almost 5-6 years ago, but I just do not want to throw them out. It's so adorable. I asked my mom to bring this to me when she came to visit me because it looks so cute. And in the crevice between my dresser and the wall are a ton of envelopes. When I get mail, I like to hold on to them in case I have to use them to mail out Depop parcels or some other things. And there's also a lot of paper. Like for homework, sometimes I need Bristol, and this is construction paper. I just stick them in here. And then for my dresser, the top of it is not as good as I would want it to be. Like a whole year passed and I didn't really put effort into changing it up, so it's kind of just been this way the whole time, and it's cute. I keep clothes here. This is all of my pants, and then in this drawer I share some of it with Tyler's sweaters. And on the very bottom are the pajamas. These are bathing suits here, and then my thermal tops and my thermal leggings. Athletic leggings here. What takes up most of the space, honestly, are my fuzzy PJs because I have a lot of them and I love them. So these are all my pants, and I have my onesie over here. I have another onesie back here that I haven't worn this year, but I will next year. Then on the left side, this is just a very ugly storage corner. Extra canvases on top. I got some bins from IKEA to organize all of my art supplies. That box underneath looks like some of my knitting materials. This has a bunch of gouache paints organized by warm and cool tones. This box it's empty. It's really just here so I can put the bulb in when I move. And then extra canvases. This is so I can put the lights in when I move. Yeah, I don't have anything in this box, but I thought this is a nice box. Why throw it away? This is a PR package, and underneath is just a bunch of other art supplies I accumulated last year, like wire. That's linoleum, chalk over here. Underneath this entire thing, the foundation, is a big bin, and it's full of robes and wool jackets. I'm just putting it under because I don't need to access it until the winter. Electronics in this bin. These are bags I just brought home from the loom. It has my yarns and extra fabrics I use for my assignments. I used to put my makeup in this box last year, but what it has become is just full of yarn. So much yarn. And to the left of that are some paintings that I did for my studio class. They're all just stacked here, but I have a lot that I haven't picked up from the room still. I went shopping last week and I wanted to film a haul, so if I have time, I will go through those bags. And then this bin I have full of textbooks and other journals I don't need often, so that's why I have things sitting on top of them. If you guys remember, this is Lucy, Leopold, and Oscar. I thrifted this really cool wicker chair and I don't even know what it's used for, so Oscar just sits on it for now, but I'm thinking I can hold a potted plant in it next year. I'm not sure. So Lucifer is on these berets. I recently realized that he squeaks, so I think he's a dog toy. But I got it as a gift, so somebody gifted me a dog toy. And then over here is a bin of other clothes that I wear on vacations, and that's why they're in the corner. This is the purse my mom got me, and then this corny pillow Tyler gifted me last summer with our selfie on there. So I just have the pillow here, and then in this crevice, I bought this hanging solution for my door, but my door is too thick. So I'm saving this for my apartment. I think the doors are thin enough for that. These boxes are the same as last year. I hold my bras in here, but I never wear bras anymore, so I rarely access that. I charge my phone through that, and I have an extension cord so that I can plug it into my fairy lights behind Oscar there. This is my laptop case, and to the left of that is just my bed. I most often just sit on my rugs while I do my homework or I edit with my computer right here. I just really like to lounge about down here. Maybe it's just because at home I'm really used to being with my cats and we just stay at ground level. The floor is big enough that I even do exercises here. Under my bed, this is a box of all my socks, and I'm reusing a packaging that I got from a PR package. So I have so many socks it doesn't fit with my underwear anymore. That's where all my socks are. And then on the left-hand side are just a lot of newsprint papers from last year that sometimes I use to cover the table when I'm painting. And then a lot of cardboard boxes that I'm gonna reuse for moving. I feel like I keep saying I'm reusing things, but I am. Over the foot of it is my weaving, so that was my final project. This one was a sample blanket, but you can see how it warped in the dryer. And then Herschel's over here chilling out. And on the other side is kind of more storage that's a little bit unattractive. My dad got me a survival kit, especially with the hurricane season last fall. He was really worried and he's very, very safety conscious. So that's there. And then this is candy my sister brought me from Asia, as well as she bought this house kit for me. She wanted me and Tyler to make it together, but it's been like 3 months and I told her that I want to make this as soon as we move to the new apartment. And then more art supplies. That's my toolbox. I recently got a wrench from there, so I never put that away. This is a safe, and then water because I had that when I was sick. So that's just chilling out, like my nightstand, even though my real nightstand is on the left side and it's a lot more cute. Same decoration as last year as far as the pressed flowers and the dream catcher my sister got me. But this is a new addition. I got this nightstand recently. By the way, everything I kind of talk about will be in the down bar. I got this very recently and it looks really nice. I got a fake plant along with it. This is a real one. It's the one that Tyler got me when I was sick, but since I tried it, it's almost black. I have some of my nighttime skin products sitting here because after I go from the shower, I just sit in front of the mirror here instead and I apply my nighttime lotion as well as my body lotion that I keep here. I picked up some fruit for Tyler last week. He ate one yesterday because he really likes grapefruits. And I thought that my woven sample looks really good here, so I just kept it here. This wall was supposed to be all decked out, but that never happened. And it is time to move out, so it's fine. Behind the mirrors are the totes that I also use for different classes. I have some empty bags in case I need them. And then a collapsible canvas holder for when I paint. I feel like there's a proper word for that. Easel, oh my gosh. This wall pretty much always has my charger in it. If it's not here, it'll be right here on the ground because if I put it away, I'm gonna lose it. So that's my battery. That's to ensure that my camera is always good to go for vlogging. And now we've come back around. We circled completely back to the bedroom door, and I put this up there just to cover the ugly sign when I was doing the lookbook, but I guess it's still there. And then my umbrella. So that's kind of in detail everything that I have over here. And now we're back to where we started. I just made a big loop around my room. Just knowing that you have something for a limited amount of time makes you truly cherish it. And I'm so grateful, that's all I can say. So that's my room tour. I hope that you enjoyed me showing you around. It was really just so I can document it because I never want to forget this. But I'm so happy that I can share it with you, and I hope that you enjoyed it. And I will be seeing you very soon. I hope that you have a great rest of your day or your night. Sending you all the love and support. Thank you so much for the immense amount of love and support that you show me as well, and the sweet words that you leave in the comments. I will see you very soon. Bye. Love you.